What is your why? Identify what your why is. It might be grandma, it might be grandpa, it might be mama, it might be daddy, it might be your brothers and sisters, it might be your environment, it might be, I never wanted to see my mom cry. Like whatever that why is, and use what you do have, which is heart, and go after what it is that you want to see the life and create the life that you want. Because if you move as a brand and you treat your life as a brand, whether it's podcasting or whatever it is that you want to do in life, you are going to be successful. You're going to be able to do it.
What is holding on when it feels like all is falling? How do I reach out when I feel I'm all alone?
When I feel all alone.
How do I move on when you're the one I put my trust in? All you require me is only just believe, just believe, just believe.
I'm covered by your grace again, all washed up and cleansed from sin. No longer will the devil win. You've gave me victory.
Welcome to the Art of Rebounding. I'm your host, Lefty Williams, former pro athlete, motivator, and believer in second chances. Each week, we'll dive deep into stories and strategies built on positioning and purpose to help you rise, rebuild, and reclaim your next chapter. Now, listen, this is not just your regular podcast. It's your opportunity to rise again, but this time with purpose. Today, I'm at Springfield College. It's an amazing thing that we're doing with the Pathways Foundation. Super duper excited. And those of you who know me know that I don't like to do anything without my entire family. I'm a family man, and I believe that anyone who does not build their life or their foundation on family, then chances are they're not going to be around me long. They won't be in my space because I'm a family guy. So I have my beautiful wife again, Shyneefa. Use your mic, love. Thank you.
It's me.
Okay, it's you. We have EJ.
Hey.
And we have CJ. Hello. And today is our very first live podcast. So we're super duper excited about this because you just got to try new things. You can't be afraid to go for it. And I'm going to get the audience to say hello as well. So on the count of three, if we can just say hi on three so everyone can hear your voice. 1, 2, 3. Hi. Awesome. All right. So we're going to touch two things. We're going to briefly touch on branding, and then we'll jump into podcasting and what does that look like for you who wants to be in the podcasting world. Everyone, believe it or not, has a brand. I'm going to say that again. Everyone, believe it or not, has a brand. Whether you have 100 followers or 1 million followers, you have a brand. What do we do to try to build off of that brand? And I'm going to throw it to my son EJ first, because EJ is a world-renowned actor. He's been acting since he was 8. He was the first African-American lead on a network television show in over 30 plus years since Jaleel White Family Matters. He was the lead of the hit show The Wonder Years, which was a reboot. And he's also Lucas on Stranger Things, Tales of 85. So if you have not got a chance to check out the Stranger Things animation on Netflix, feel free to go check it out. He's the new Lucas. So EJ, talk to us about the foundations of branding, posting, and all of those things.
Well, when it comes to social media, I'm gonna ask y'all a couple of questions. The first question I want to ask is, by show of hands, who here uses Instagram? Everybody? Okay. Now I'm gonna ask y'all one more question. By show of hands, who here knows who?
Do me a favor. Can you just speak up a little bit?
Who here knows who Kai Cenat is? iShowSpeed, all of those guys, everybody, right? So one thing that they all
Can I cut you off real quick? I don't really know all of those people. In fact, we were at All-Star Weekend. We were at Summer League in Vegas last year. And I said what's up to him. He said hello or something. I kind of walked right past him to keep walking in to our entrance. And my son was like, Dad, do you know who just was talking to you? No.
Well, I say those names because one thing that they all know and understand is that brand and image is important. You may think that, I'm not in this space, so it's not important. But everything you do in terms of what you put yourself on the internet to do is extremely important, right? For me, like he said, I'm an actor, so social media wasn't really a huge thing. Some of y'all here are the same age as me. When we were younger, we were watching YouTube, but nobody really took the YouTubers serious in the whole Hollywood space. They were just on social media. Now you have people who are doing YouTube on television. We have Speed, who, you all know. He just performed at the World Cup, and he started off doing crazy stuff on YouTube. So anything that you do, it just expands whatever route you want to be in. And so when it comes to social media, another question I'm asking, by show of hands, who here loves money? Everybody's hand should be up right now. You know what I mean? Who's on their phone 24/7? That's my guilty pleasure too. You know what I mean? So the thing is, if you're going to do these things on a regular basis and you're already going to be having those habits every day, let those habits work for you. The biggest thing for me is I already know that working a regular job is not going to help what I want to do in life. And in order for me to continue to be successful and make the amount of money I want to make, a regular job is not going to help me. Now, I don't know what anybody else wants to do in their lives, but this room is about branding and maximizing your full potential in this space. So if you're going to be on your phone, you record a vlog, whatever it is, if you're going to put it up there, figure out what your thing is and just go for it. The older I got and the more publicity I started getting in the acting world, that's when it became the thing of we tried to figure it out. Another thing I did was I started on YouTube. I did YouTube myself. I was on Disney's YouTube channel. We did the stuff for probably about a year and a half. We did stuff with Pixar cars, met a whole bunch of NASCAR drivers, did things out there. I think on YouTube I probably have like 70 million views now.
Something like that.
So, just finding what you want to do and sticking to it, because it doesn't have to be what's cool or what's popular. Everybody's looking at what everybody does. But when you find what you like and you stick to it, you actually get to understand, if I work what I want to do, people will follow what it is that I'm doing. I don't do anything out of the ordinary. In fact, I'm willing to guess half of the people in this room don't even know who I am, right? And so when it comes to social media, it's all about what it is that you want to do, because it's your page. And the more and more that you maximize what you want to do, everybody else will follow.
That's good. And now you see why we call him the professor. So let's switch gears here, because I would love to hear the perspective from a branding standpoint from his brother, our youngest son, CJ. Because, CJ, you've been in this business since you were 2. We get introduced to Ellen's people. They have something in mind. Then we get introduced to the person who probably likes to take maybe credit for you being famous, Steve Harvey. You meet Steve Harvey at 2. There was a show on NBC's show was called Little Big Shots. And they had kids that they bring on the show that did something phenomenal, blah, blah, blah. So you get to do that show with Sheila E. and a few other people, and it becomes like their season's biggest episode. 8 million viewers watch you that night. From a standpoint of 2 to now 12 of always being in, all you've ever known was having a camera in front of you, asking you questions or telling you action or cut. What does branding mean to you climbing from 2 to now? And at what age did you actually understand branding?
I think, to answer your second question first, I think the age when I actually understood what branding was pertaining to me from 2 to now was probably when I got the movie role. And we were doing our D2D videos more often. And it was like, okay, yeah, it's branding. I understand it's for.
Can I pause you real quick? I'm sorry. He said D2D videos, just to gain some concept in. My kids used to always hear no, and they heard it so much, they thought that it was their middle name. And I heard no so much, I knew that was my name, so I knew what to do to help them when they wanted to act. I never wanted them in this business. In fact, I said no for 3 years. And then I changed my mind. Well, she helped me change my mind because my princess, who is not here, wanted to act, and they followed her. And I gave her boundaries. If this is what you want to do, you're going to prove it to me, because if we do this, we're going to do it for real. We're going to make it happen, right? On set, I would have them do what we call D2D videos. Well, what is D2D? Outside that room, when you walked in here, it said Harold Lefty Williams, Dare to Dream podcast. That's our foundation, Harold Lefty Williams Dare to Dream Foundation. We call them D2D videos because every time they wouldn't get a role or would get a callback or would get close and they would choose someone else, by the time they got on set, we wanted them to create something in 50 seconds. I think we nailed it down to 45 seconds, real quick, that would encourage someone, let them know where we are, show them where we are on set, where we are in the world, wherever, and who we're working with, and encourage them really quickly. So that's what he means by his D2D videos, which is now what influencers do. The cameras in front of them, they're talking. This is what. Anyway, I'm sorry.
So after knowing that, when we're doing that, is giving it to other people, that definitely opened my eyes to different to know that branding starts however you want it to start as. It can be what we're doing with the D2D videos. It can be something simple as, I don't know if you like dancing, posting a TikTok dance, or posting a dance on the internet. So I think that definitely helped me open my eyes to different parts of branding.
Okay.
If I could add something really quickly too, just to be clear, when we say brand, not everybody's going to necessarily be in the space that we're in, but whatever it is that you do, you have to carry yourself as if it's a brand, right? If you have, for example, the president of the school, she's not going to be out doing something crazy that'll put the school in jeopardy because her brand is the school that she's running. You know what I mean? So whatever you decide to do in life, it's just keeping the principles of what your job is and who you are as a person and making sure that nothing interferes with those things. So for us and doing social media and things like that, it's not a form of being fake. It's just a form of representation and reputation. You know what I mean? So if people are known or they expect us to show up and act a certain way or do things like this, then outside of our environments, it's not going to look as if we're the opposite of what we actually preach. So
That's good.
That's all branding is.
Now, just for time purposes, now, my wife, who's my better half, she is not on the front end of things. To get her to sit here and have a camera in front of her and be in a room full of people, this is completely out of her element, like so far left field. She's been blessed with the administrative gift, right? Super smart, master's degree, all that, right? But this is not her, this is not the best side of her, she thinks, right? But the potential is there. So my question to you is, being on the backside of this, but still understanding branding, still understanding the need of XYZ in a quick manner, how do you see it coming together for everyone?
Well, my approach is simply, what am I going to leave behind, right? Because so often you have these trends and you have these things that are in for the moment. My desire is always to make sure that what I leave behind will outlast me, right? Mm-hmm. You know, you can see the golden arches and you automatically know what it is. You have a memory from it. You know exactly what they stand for. You see this, the swoop, the check mark. You see certain things and you automatically know exactly what that brand is, what they stood for, and what they have given to the world. And so my perspective is always, what will what I do leave behind? How will it impact, you know, my children's children, their children? And ultimately, you know, like we said, you know, money is a big deal, right? You can't do the things that you want to do if you don't have resources. And so those are the two things. What I'm going to leave behind, and what resources will I have that will be made available to those who are following behind me?
Listen, I have a new book and a new hot honey out. The Art of Rebounding. It's about persistence, positioning, and purpose. It's going to help you rise, rebuild your next legacy. Your story not over. That was just one chapter. I also have this honeybee hotness with an amazing collab with Creatify Kiln Kitchen. It's organic. I'll say that again. It's organic and it's super duper 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 tasty. You can go to honeybeehotness.com for this today. And if you want to get this amazing book, it's in stores everywhere. Did I say everywhere? I'll say it again. Everywhere. Thank you for listening to The Art of Rebounding. Now back to the show. That's good. Now, the reason why I asked who here was interested in branding, because yes, we're talking about podcasting, but podcasting is a what? A brand. Right? So you have to be on, you can't have one without the other, especially if you're looking to grow it. Now, podcasting, how can I get involved? Raise your hand if you want to be able to be a podcaster. Right? So? All right. So the first thing that you want to do is stop relying on family and friends to support you, because the people who you think are going to support you are probably not going to be the people that's going to support you. Now, does that mean that you don't reach out to them and ask them for help? No, that's not what that means. You can still do that. You just have to find other ways to pull things together. You can start with something as simple as your phone, and there's different audio platforms that you can pull to. So you can, next thing you're on Spotify, you're on Apple, so forth and so on. And then EJ talked about another platform. You have your YouTube, and you can just take your time and grow the things that you're doing. But you have to look at it like when we were setting up today, many of you heard me talking to them about, oh, no, I need this angle. No, I need that angle, right? It can't be like a rinky dink, like, because if you don't care, why should I care, right? You got to put effort into it, right? And if you're putting effort into it, then the people around you know that they have to bring something to it to help you scale it and help you grow it. Another thing that's helpful is if you grab a team of 2 to 4 people who can help you do things. Some person might not be the on-camera person, like I said that my wife's not, but she might be a great producer, right? She may be the one that can look at. In the acting world, we call it the dailies, right? So I have a docuseries on air right now, which my son EJ is the executive producer of, with someone that everybody knows who just went to Philly, LeBron James. It's called The Real Stories of Basketball. It's on Vice TV, it's on Apple TV, and it's on Hulu TV. It's a docuseries.
It's on YouTube too.
And now it's on YouTube. So listen,
Every day
when you're done acting or you're done doing a project, and I'm speaking from a producer standpoint, right? We're executive producers on that show. They send you what's called the dailies. So every day, once you're done filming something for that day and you get it in the can, the next day the executive producers all get it. You're looking at what's going on, and you're giving what's called notes. You're giving your notes, boom, 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 boom. You're sending it back, and then they'll lock it. There's your draft, your first lock, your second lock, and then it comes down to what's called your legal lock. Once you get to your legal lock, no one can make changes. Not the network, not the producers, the creators. The attorneys have decided that this is what we feel won't get us sued. This can be aired. We stand on this. No one's going to come back and bite us because a joke was said or this. Once it gets to the legal lock, it can't be changed. That's what gets aired on television, right? So why am I saying this to you? In the podcasting world, you need to have that producer. Did you look at this, or what do you think? Not someone who's going to tell you what you want to hear, but going to be able to think bigger and wider, right? How many of you ever been on a plane? Raise your hand, show of hands, right? Okay. So the higher you go, you can what? You can see more. And the things that you see, they get what? Smaller, right? And you can see wider. You need someone on your team who has the ability to see wider, see what you can't see. So then once they land and come back down to ground level, they're like, okay, cool. No, we can go this way. It's fine. I know it's a little rough, but I already saw this level, this, that. Then you need a creative, someone who's able to be creative and create certain things. Scenery might be, something like this, or a backdrop, whatever it is. That's how you all piece it together. But don't be afraid to start now. Do it while you're scared. Do it while you're young. Do it while you still live at home with mom and dad or grandma or whoever it is. Do it now while they still, while you still have as little responsibility as possible.
Can I add something to that too?
Yeah.
One thing I would say is, and again, I keep asking y'all because as somebody who's a kid, I'm not here just doing a whole bunch of things, and I don't have struggles in terms of trying to be a teenager and things like that. So by show of hands, who here has ever been in a room and didn't act fully like themselves because they were scared of what people thought? I think everybody's hand should go up, realistically. Mine too, right? And so my biggest thing is, when you look at people who do what they do, including myself, you don't get to a certain level of authenticity without those struggles, right? And so it's easier said than done to say be yourself and do what it is that you want to do. But when you truly believe that yourself is cool, because you got to love yourself to do anything that you want to do work-wise, right? And so this is the hard things that we have to do to be successful. And again, when it comes to branding, it may not be a podcast, it may not be a YouTube, it may not be a TikTok, it may be a sports athlete, it may be a businessman. But when you look at everything as a brand, it ties back to life's principles. It's the same as playing a sport. You have some people who didn't want to play sports growing up, but they get out of it and they're like, man, I learned so much from that. So many times I can learn how to be a leader, I can learn how to help others, things like that. There are certain things in life that you go through them or you'll do them to get to other opportunities and better spaces that you want to be in. And so for those of you who do want to be in the podcasting space or the social media space or whatever space it is, do it while you actually have the time, because the older you get, you're going to think you got time to do things and time's running out. Like, you know what I mean? And so for me, I'll give you a perfect example. When I was younger, I used to want to go to the NBA. I'm 5'7", 8-ish. You know what I mean?
Let him tell it. He's 5'11", but whatever. Go ahead.
Anyway, and realistically, if I'm trying to get to the league, they're looking at me like, "Yeah, bro, like get out of here." You know what I mean? And so that was a dream I had when I was younger. For me, on top of acting and everything else, when you take something seriously that you really want to do and you put the effort in, it's not gonna look good. It's not gonna necessarily look cool. But if you work at it, you get the Kai Cenats, you get the iShow Speeds, or whoever else it is that people watch. You know what I mean? So Authenticity, and hard work, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I leave you with.
Appreciate you. You were going to add something?
No.
Do you want to add anything to that?
No. Basically said what he said was right. It's definitely a great aspect to it when you actually sit down and actually process it and actually make sure that you get the work done. You'll be able to get as big as the people he named, the Kai Cenat, the Ice Beats, the Mr. Beast, these different content creators. If you just like work on your branding and sit down and keep elevating it and keep working on it, you'll be able to get as big as those people.
Got it. We're going to close out. We got about a couple more minutes. I want to throw it to the crowd. Any questions that you may want to ask? Is there anyone who here that may have a question that they want to ask? Anyone? Don't be bashful. Did you go ahead. No, pass her the mic, please.
Your book is talking about like motivation and making sure that you can see what you envision. When it comes to like how do you keep staying motivated after you hit that peak in your life where you accomplish what you accomplish? Like how do you make sure to keep elevating from there?
That's a really great question. The hardest thing for me, because I'm such a visionary, and because I have a family and I come from the hood. I'm from Jersey City, New Jersey. I live in LA now, but I'm born and raised, and I'm so Jersey. I'm so 201. It's not even funny, right? I come from the mud. I come from nothing. I'm one of 8 children. I got 5 sisters, 2 brothers. My wife is one of 9. Don't worry, we stopped that tradition. We only have 3. But I don't like. I spend very short time processing, looking back. Right, I'm on set every day, and I watch my son, amaze me every day. Nominated 4 or 5 times, best lead actor in a comedy series, up against Anthony Anderson, Cedric the Entertainer, Don Cheadle.
Emmy nod this year too.
And then being nominated for an Emmy. He's only 17. He just turned 17, right? That's something as a father I should be like. He'll tell you like I don't. Like C's are not allowed in my house. Like you want to be punished. Like I'm talking about sentenced, not like a week or 2. You want to be sentenced, right? Bring a C in my house. Like I'm proud of that, right? I never wanted my kids in this space. I said no for 3 years, right? If it wasn't for their sister, who is the least person, I promise you, is the least person who will follow up on anything, and that's my heart. Used to be, yeah. But at the time when she got into space, she was 12. She was his age when she started. He was 2. He was 8, right? So I'm like, she's not going to do it. And in fact, whole conversation will be done in about a week. I'm not worried about it. Because of her faith, because of her perseverance, because of, her, no, I'm going to do this. We didn't know that God was using her to follow up on something to create a whole new wave and legacy for our family, right? So I just don't look back. She may enjoy it more than I do. I manage my children, so I'm constantly thinking, what's next? So if you Google Williams family does deal with RYU, a NASDAQ interview will come up, right? A Yahoo Finance interview will come up, right? These are public trade with a public company, right? When I'm constantly trying to, okay, now what's next? Now what else are we getting ready to do? So I don't get the chance to enjoy it because of where I come from. And I don't want to go back to where I love where I come from. And thanks to big bro Allen Houston, we partnered with the Knicks to do something in our city, for our city, which made her cry, but she's a crybaby. But I don't want to go back there. Steve Harvey said the best thing you can do for poor people is not be one of them, because then you can't help them, right? And there's some people who's rich in money, but they're poor in mind or they're poor in spirit. I don't want to be connected to none of it. And so for those reasons, I don't look back.
And then just to add a little bit, one of the things that helps me keep going when I reach that plateau is remember my why, right? If I have something that is the reason that I'm doing it, then no matter how many times I hit a wall, I won't forget why I'm doing it. Like I mentioned before, it's legacy for me, right? So if I don't reach a goal here, I don't give up, because I know that my purpose is to leave something behind that supersedes me, supersedes what I can do. So when I hit a wall, I'm just like, okay, that's a wall, but it doesn't change my purpose. And so if I remember my purpose, then I can remember that no matter how many obstacles come, on to the next, right? I don't stay in it. I don't dwell on it. I just kind of say, okay, I didn't fail. I learned. And so then I move on to the next thing. And it's very, very important that you not get so stuck on something that you don't pivot. A lot of people feel like this is my goal, and if I don't reach this goal, then I failed. No, sometimes your goals are going to change. And the biggest mistake that a lot of people make is they don't know how to pivot and understand, hey, this isn't working. Let me try something else. So
Right.
just try new things.
Because we constantly trying to throw things on a wall and stick. And we're getting ready to close. But before we close, I want to say this. My offensive ability took time. It took time. It took years. If I showed you how I shot the basketball at the age of 9, it'll make you laugh. Okay, they laugh at me all the time. I'm so grateful that God allowed both of my sons to be great shooters. My son literally has no range.
Yeah, I forgot to clarify that. I know I'm short, but no, like I still get buckets.
I'm not joking. I'm like literally has no range. Like that's what he does. He shoots the basketball, right? And because of acting, he took a year off. He's only played 3 years on varsity, and he's like 20 points away from scoring 1,000 points, right? I was a 1,000-point scorer, but the point I'm making is on the offensive side, it took time. Defense is what got me in the game, and because all it took was heart, and I was willing to outwork everybody. So I'm bringing that up because when you leave here, I want you to take what you do have. Like, what is your why? Identify what your why is. It might be grandma, it might be grandpa, it might be mama, it might be daddy, it might be your brothers and sisters, it might be your environment, it might be, I never wanted to see my mom cry. Like whatever that why is, and use what you do have, which is heart, and go after what it is that you want to see the life and create the life that you want. Because if you move as a brand and you treat your life as a brand, whether it's podcasting or whatever it is that you want to do in life, you are going to be successful. You're going to be able to do it. All right? Everyone good? That's it for today's episode of The Art of Rebounding. Remember, the fall is not what defines you. It's how you rise that writes your legacy. Whether you're rebounding from a loss or just writing a new chapter in your life, know this. You were born to win. You were built to bounce back. All right? Your rebound is not just around the corner. It's already in motion. Follow us on social media on all platforms at the Art of Rebounding. And if you want to follow me, it's Lefty Williams 42. If you want to follow EJ, it's EJ Williams _42, CJ Williams _42, and Shyneefa, SHYNEEFA. All right. Until next time, always remember, dare to dream.